James, hello. What are you doing here? Classes has finished. You can go home. Hello, teacher. Yeah, sorry to bother you, but I want to know something, please. All right. I have another class in about 10 minutes. But tell me, how can I help you? Thank you. I want to improve my pronunciation, please. Can you help me with that? Your pronunciation. But you're doing well. Your pronunciation is not that bad, James. Yeah, maybe, but I want it to sound better, more native. Please help me. Of course. I'm gonna tell you how to improve your pronunciation. Then, many people ask me how they can tell if a word is pronounced correctly or not. This is easy to know. And this is the first thing you have to know. You probably already use a dictionary to translate English words. But online or digital dictionaries can offer many additional benefits, including pronunciation guides. These kinds of dictionaries are some of the most useful tools you can have for practicing English pronunciation. And you know what is the best thing about it? They are available online for free. Yeah, alright. I will give you some examples. Google Translate is the most famous. Now, if you're just looking for pronunciation help, type in Google search how to say insert word. You will get both an audio pronunciation guide, which you can slow down, and a visual guide that shows how your mouth should move when saying the word. It is amazing. Another ones are fluently, Forgo, word reference, etc. Again, I have to tell these are not recommendations. They are just examples. They don't pay us to mention them. Another good method that still works is break words down into sounds. I will explain it to you. Words are made up of syllables, or parts. The word syllable, for example, has three syllables. Syllable. Turning words into parts can make them easier to pronounce. You should try that. There's a simple way to know how many syllables a word has. Pay attention. Place your hand flat just under your chin. Now you have to say the word slowly. Each time your chin touches your hand, that's a syllable. Incredible, right? Add stress to sounds and words. English is a stressed language. What does it mean? That means some words and sounds are more important than others. You can hear this when you say a word out loud. For example, the word introduce is pronounced with a stress at the end, so it sounds like introduce. Sometimes, where you put the stress in a word can change the word's meaning. I will give you one example. Say this word out loud. If you said present, you are talking about a noun that means either right this moment or a gift. If you said present, you are talking about a verb that means to give or show. You need to remember that most two-syllable nouns are stressed on the first syllable, and most two-syllable verbs are stressed on the second syllable, like present. Okay, I know what you're thinking. Teacher, memorizing these rules are very complicated. I'll tell you something. If this all sounds too complicated, don't worry about memorizing all these rules. The best way to learn is by listening and practicing. Remember that most native English speakers don't know the rules. Either they just say what sounds right. With enough practice, you can get what sounds right too. Ask yourself which dialect of English you want to learn. What do I mean? Do you want to sound like you're from America or England, Australia or New Zealand, maybe Canada or South Africa? Choosing your dialect of English is one of the first decisions to make on your English learning journey. Not only will determine much of the vocabulary you learn, but will also drastically affect your pronunciation. The two most common types of English for ESL students are probably American English and British English. Watching movies and TV shows are fantastic ways to learn English and pick up accents. I love watching TV series because you have hours of content and you learn to understand characters' accents over time. For example, I learned a lot watching Friends. I memorized a lot of words thanks to that series. Now, something that really works to improve your pronunciation is exaggerate. Believe it or not, exaggerating these sounds will likely make it easier for native speakers to understand you. You may think you sound corny because you aren't used to making these sounds. But for a native speaker, you'll sound way more authentic than a foreigner who is shy about these sounds. Exaggerate. Exaggerate the sound until you feel ridiculous. Exaggerate until you're sure. It's so over the top that people are going to make fun of you. But why, teacher? Eventually, you will be so used to the shape your mouth makes that you won't be conscious of exaggerating. And you won't be thinking of English pronunciation rules as you speak. And then, that's when you know you're on the path to fluency. So don't forget it. Practice with tongue twisters. When speaking English, do you sometimes struggle with similar sounds? Like sh, and or the short and long E sounds. Don't worry, you're not the only one. Tongue twisters can be a fun but tricky way to practice the difference between two sounds. Here's a little example of a tongue twister. She sells seashells by the seashore. And I want to ask you, do you know more tongue twisters? Write them on the comments. I sure have more tips to improve pronunciation, James. But I have to start my class. Sorry. Don't worry, teacher. That's okay. I really thank you for that information. Seriously. You're welcome. Well, if you want, you can come tomorrow for more tips to improve pronunciation. If you also want another video like this, please like the video and comment. Take care. I hope you liked this conversation. If you could improve your English a little more, please subscribe to the channel and share this video with a friend.